welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Today I am off to check out the new movie, The Holdovers. So what is the story on The Holdovers? Well, it tells the story of a young man and a professor at a prestigious boarding school. You see, it's over the holidays and this young man has no place to go. He's stuck staying there at the high school, the boarding school, and his professor gets stuck there with him. And of course, his professor, played by Paul Giamatti, is a very stern and grumpy old man. So this film seems like it's going to be one of those slice-of-life comedies about learning things about life and growing up. And I'm sure Paul Giamatti is also going to learn something along the way too. Probably the old, don't be so grumpy old man type of thing. But you know, if these movies are presented well, I don't care. I love a good, just slice-of-life kind of comedy, grounded, not so wacky and silly. Something that is going to make me feel several different kinds of emotions. I'm sure this movie is going to deliver in not just the laughs, but I'm sure I'm going to feel a little something in the old cockles of the heart, if you know what I mean. Alright guys, well you know what? I have to get out of here, because it's not necessarily my day. I don't have to get to work today, I've got the day off, but I gotta go see this movie this afternoon, so it's time for me to head out, because I need to go see The Holdovers. Welcome back. Just getting home, and guys, I absolutely loved this movie. I enjoyed this movie a lot. This film, oh man, I don't know. It really got to me. I enjoyed it a lot. Alright, so here we go. Obviously, no negatives. I don't have anything bad to say about this film. In fact, it was just a gorgeously, beautifully shot and constructed film. Every aspect of this movie looks like it was put together with the most love and attention I have seen in a film in a long time. Okay, so let's keep the compliments going, alright? Like I said, this film was very, very well made. I want to start with the cinematography. It was one of the things that I noticed about this movie was it does take place in the early 70s, but it also looks like a film from the early 70s, down to the very beginning of the movie. The way the credits are done in this film, all of that is done like a film that would have been made in that time period. I was really hoping that the film was going to be like this because the trailer for this movie had that very 70s movie kind of vibe to it, and this film does not disappoint. It literally felt like a time capsule. It was that well done. It was amazing. I loved it. The film had a very Harold and Maude vibe to it. In fact, I'm probably going to be comparing it to that film a lot because it really has a very similar tone of the film. It's one of those dramedies, but of course Harold and Maude was a dramedy before the term existed. This one is more of a throwback to something like that before the term existed also. It's just masterfully put together. The movie takes place in a boarding school in what I'm gonna say is Massachusetts, because they keep talking about going to Boston. So I'm assuming it's up there in the east, so on way up northern, eastern and all. And the scenery is gorgeous. The school itself is amazing. It's a really cool school for them to film in and all. Very old, neat woodwork, things of that sort. And then you go outside. It takes place during the Christmas time, you know, so everything is very snowy and beautiful. I mean, the snow is amazing. There's just something about watching snow fall and then like a nice folk music playing in the background. Okay, that brings me to the next thing. The soundtrack is, again, amazing. It worked so well for this movie. It was so perfect. It's not just Cat Stevens. There is one Cat Stevens song, but it's like that. Expect that folky kind of flavor throughout the entire film, and it just works so well. As you know, Paul Giamatti is like walking across the campus with this soft snow falling and this beautiful, you know, folk music playing in the background. It's just so picturesque, just perfect. I loved it. And it gets into the acting. Oh my God, the acting in this film. This is definitely a story-driven, acting-driven type of movie, and everyone does an outstanding job in this. If there's not any kind of mention of people with awards for this movie, I don't think people saw the same movie I did. Paul Giamatti himself was outstanding, and he's pretty much the character we follow the most. But also, Divine Joy Randolph. Oh my God, she delivers in this movie. One scene in particular, her emotions that she was emitting was so intense, I swear to God, they were coming through the screen. She just gave a masterclass in how to deliver a monologue in the portion of this movie. It was outstanding. One of the best performances I have ever seen from her, period. And I like her. I've been following her career for a little bit, famously on Only Murders in the Building. She plays one of the detectives that's always given our fun little detectives their own kind of, I don't know, run for their money, I guess you would say. Anyway, she's a very funny lady, and in this movie she proves that she has some amazing drama chops also. She's just so good. And I just don't know what else to say. I just don't know what else I could tell you about this movie. It's definitely something you want to see on the big screen because it's just so beautifully shot. The cinematography is amazing. There's so many aspects of this film that if you're someone who watched a lot of 70s cinema like myself, you are going to see some direct connections to this movie. Like I said, if you are someone who loves the film Harold and Maude, there's definitely something in this for you. This movie is all about the connections that we make, lost souls and everything. These are three people who have trauma. They've had terrible things happen to them in their life, and they come together on this holiday season, and they become their own family for just a short moment in time. This film is definitely going to be going down, at least for me, amongst the holiday classics. I cannot wait to buy this film so I can take it to people's houses and be like, oh my God, have you seen The Holdovers? Well, guys, that's all I have for you. Like I said, get out there, see this movie, support it in theaters if it's near you. Get out there and see it. Go see independent films in theaters. Do it. Do it. Alright, well that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.